So today I will discuss about wave optics. Now first of all, we know that light has two properties. It has wave nature as well as what? Particle nature. The wave nature of light explains, you can say that the wave nature of light, explains number one, that is interference. Number two, diffraction, and then your polarization. So here in this chapter I will discuss about your interference, diffraction, and polarization of light. Then secondly, the particle nature of light. The particle nature of light explains two things. One is photoelectric effect. Photoelectric effect. And second one is origin of spectra. Origin of spectra. So these two things you will find in dual nature of light and in chapter that is atoms. So now before wave interference of light, let me explain about waveform. Now what is wavefront? You see, this is suppose a source of light. We know that light is a transverse wave. So if this is a source of light, light travel in all directions from this source. So these are light waves. Now if we consider some points at equal distance from the source, let us consider some points at equal distance from the source. Okay. Now we draw a path over these points. This is a path drawn over these points. Now this path is called what? Wavefront. So this is wavefront. This is wavefront. Now you see, what is the characteristics of this path? Now this path is drawn over the points which are at equal distance from the source. So since these are at equal distance from the source, so you can say that they are in same phase. Okay, so you can see that what is wavefront? It is the path or locus of the particles of medium which receive light wave in same phase. Okay, because these are the equal distance from the source, so these are at equal phase. Okay, so this path is called what? Wavefront. So now you can say that what is wavefront? Wavefront means what? The locus or path of all those particles, of medium which receive light waves in same phase. So this is called your wavefront. Okay. Now depending on the source of light used, wavefronts are of what? Three types. Now let us see what are the types of wavefront. Types of wavefront. The dependent source of light wavefronts are of three types. First one is spherical wavefront. Spherical wavefront. Second one is cylindrical wavefront. Cylindrical wavefront. And third one is your plane wavefront. Plane wavefront. So we have these three types of wavefront. One is your spherical wavefront, then your cylindrical wavefront, and then your plane wavefront. Now let me discuss about the spherical wavefront. So first we have spherical wavefront. So as I have already told you that depending on the source, the wavefront are divided. Now, if the source is a point, this is suppose the source is a point source. Now, in that case, if you take some points at equal distance from the source, then you draw a path over these points. So it will be a sphere. So this is called what? Spherical wavefront. Spherical wavefront. And this is a source of light. This is a source of light. And these are, you can say, light rays. These are light rays. These are light rays. These are light rays. Okay, now this is a spherical wavefront. So you can say that the wavefront generated by the point source of light, is called spherical wavefront. Okay, spherical wavefront. Okay, so what is your spherical wavefront? The wavefront generated by a point source of light. Okay, so this is called what? Spherical wavefront. Because if we draw a path at equal distance from the point, the path becoming sphere. So that's why it is called spherical wavefront. Then we have cylindrical wavefront. Cylindrical wavefront. Now what is cylindrical wavefront? Now suppose if the source of light is not point, the source of light is linear source of light, like a slit you can say linear source of light. So this is suppose the source. Now suppose the source is like this, okay, linear source. Now if we take some points at equal distance from the source, then you draw a path over these points, it becomes what? A cylinder. So if we take some points at equal distance from the source, so this is a source, and draw a line over this, it becomes a cylinder. So this is what? Cylindrical wavefront. Cylindrical wavefront. Cylindrical wavefront. Now here you see, these are your light rays because these are source. So these are light rays. These are light rays. So this is cylindrical wavefront. So we have seen that if the source is point, the wavefront generated is what? Spherical. If the source is linear, the wavefront generated is what? Cylindrical. So you can say that the wavefront generated by the linear source of light, is called cylindrical wavefront. Cylindrical plane wavefront. Third one is your plane wavefront. Plane wavefront. Now you see plane wavefront basically the part of spherical or cylindrical waveforms. That means this it is generated by both, you can say, point source as well as your linear source. Now what is actually plane wavefront? Suppose this is a point source, say consider a point source. So the wavefront generated will be spherical wavefront. So I am drawing here only a part of that, not complete sphere. And if we go far away from the source, it will be a sphere of bigger radius. And if we go at a large distance, say for example, if we go at infinite distance, means far away from the source. In that case, these are some light rays. These are light rays, suppose. These are light rays. Now, if you take a part of that, a part of this spherical wavefront. So here you see this part, just like what? Parallel straight lines, because it is a part of very big sphere. So if we take the part of a very big sphere, it looks like what? Straight lines. Like, so these are called what? Plane wavefront. So you can say that if we go a large distance, infinite distance from cylindrical or from a point source or a linear source, then the wavefront appears to be plane. So these are nothing but part of your spherical or cylindrical wavefront at a very large distance from the source. So this part just looks like this, you see. If we draw a part of that, so these are light rays. So these are called what? Your cylindrical plane wavefront. So these are called plane wavefront. Plane wavefront. So what are plane wavefront? Basically, you can say the part of spherical or cylindrical wavefront at a very large distance from the source. So very large distance means you can say infinite distance, okay, are called plane wave, okay. So I have discussed about your spherical wavefront, cylindrical wavefront and plane wavefront. So spherical wavefront generated by point source, cylindrical wavefront generated by linear source, and plane wavefront is what? Part of spherical or cylindrical wavefront at infinite distance from the source. Okay. Now here one part you can remember. So you see, if you see the light rays, these are light rays, and these are the wavefronts. So you see, the light rays are always normal to what? Normal to the wavefront. That's the point you can remember. You can remember this point. That is, the light rays are perpendicular to the wavefront. Okay, so this point you can remember. Next, I discuss about Huygens principle. Huygens principle of wavefront. Huygens principle of wavefront. Now, Huygens principle of wavefront basically it is a concept in order to draw a secondary wavefront if a primary wavefront is given. Means if the wavefront is given a certain time, you can draw the next wavefront at another time. So this statement helps you to draw a next wavefront from a given wavefront. For example, suppose you consider this is our source. This is suppose a spherical wavefront. Okay, this is our source of light. This is part of spherical wavefront. So this is a wavefront at certain time t. So this is called what? Primary wavefront. This is called primary wavefront. Okay, or given wavefront. Primary wavefront. Primary wavefront. Okay. So this is a wavefront at certain time, suppose t. Now I want to draw next wavefront after a later time delta t. Suppose I am to draw next wavefront after a time delta t. Now as you know, light travels with a velocity c, that is 3 × 10⁸ meter per second. So from this wavefront, after time delta t, light travels how much distance? It travels this distance. That is speed into time, c into delta t. Now what we do? You take some points on this given wavefront. Okay. You consider some points here. Now draw a line. Draw a line. This distance was equal to this c delta t. This distance is equal to what? C into delta t. Because after time delta t, the light travels this much of distance. So by taking this distance as radius, you draw some spheres. You draw some sphere. Okay. You draw some sphere. Now, so these spheres are called what? Secondary wavelength. These are called secondary wavelength. Now, you draw a forward tangent. You draw a tangent. Okay. So this is called what? Secondary wavefront. Secondary wavefront. Okay. These are the points. Suppose center say C1, C2, C3, C4. So this is Heisenberg's principles. Okay. Now this principle you can divide into part. First part is what? Each and every point on a given or primary wavefront are the sources of secondary wavelengths, because these spheres are drawn taking these points as center. So these secondary wavelengths are drawn taking these points as center. So you can say that each and every points on the given or primary wavefront are the sources of secondary wavelengths, which send out light in all directions. Okay, because light travels in all directions from the source. The first statement is what? Each and every points on the given or primary wavefront are the sources of secondary wavelengths, which send out light in all directions. Okay. And second statement is, second one, you see this forward tangent drawn on the secondary wavelengths is the position of what? Secondary wave. Now, why I am telling about your forward tangent? Because you know light travels always in forward directions. It will not travel in backward directions. Okay, if this is a source, it will travel forward. Okay, it will not travel like this. That's why I am taking only the forward tangent, not taking drawing the backward tangent. Okay. And second point is what? The forward tangent drawn on the secondary wavelet gives the position of secondary wavefront. Okay, so this is the Parsons principle of wavefront. So basically it helps you to find the position of your wavefront after a certain time. Okay, so this is Heisenberg's principle of wavefront. Actually they are the basics of this chapter. Questions may not be asked from this part. Question generally asked from your interference part, reflection part and polarization part. Okay, and before going to interference, these points you have to understand, because these terms we use in discussing your interference and deflections. Okay. Next important topic for you is coherent sources. Because you know, for interference of light, coherent sources should be there. Now what are coherent sources? Two sources of light are said to be coherent if the light emitted by them, okay, are of same frequency, same wavelength, and most important is they should be in same phase or at a constant phase difference. If these conditions are fulfilled, then the sources of light are said to be what? Coherent. So first condition is what? In same frequency. Second is what? Same wavelength. And third is what? In same phase or at a constant phase difference. And in order to fulfill these conditions, both the source should be derived from a same source. For example, you see, this is suppose a source. This is our source. Now, if we derive two sources from this given source, how can we derive? Suppose this region is blocked, only these two slits are there through which light can pass. Now for this region, so here there is a screen. For this region of space, this acts as a source, this one also acts as a source. Now this is a source of light, this is another source of light. Now these two sources of light are derived from what? The same source. So you can say that the light emitted from these two sources as well as should be same frequency, because its frequency should be same with what? This. Same wavelength, because same with this. And the light emitted by these two sources are in same phase or constant phase difference depending on the position of this source. Because I have discussed about phase difference and path difference, okay, in the wave chapter. So here you see, if these two sources are equal distance from this, here, the main source, then the path difference will be 0, phase difference will be 0. Means the light emitted by these two sources will be in same phase. But if certain path difference exists, then obviously a certain phase difference will exist, and throughout the phase difference, that phase difference remain constant. So then only the two sources are said to be what? Coherent sources. So you can say that two sources of light are said to be coherent if the light emitted by them are in number 1 are of same frequency, number 2 same wavelength, and number 3 in same phase or at a Okay, so these are the criteria to be fulfilled for two sources to be coherent. Now, as I have told you that for coherent sources, both the source should be derived from the same source. Okay, two independent sources of light. Suppose here this is a source of light, this is another source of light. They never be coherent because the light emitted from two independent sources never be in same phase or at a constant phase difference. So this point you can remember that two independent sources of light, two independent sources of light are never said to be coherent. Never said to be coherent because the light emitted by them are never be in same phase or at a constant phase difference. Okay, so two independent sources of light are never said to be coherent because the light emitted by them are never be in same phase or at a constant phase difference. So you can say that for coherent source, both the sources of light should be derived from the same source. Okay. So you can say that coherent sources of light can be produced by, there are two ways by which we can produce coherent sources. First one is by division of wavefront. Okay, by division of wavefront. Now how can we find the direct coherent source from here? Here is what is a source. Okay, step one source. Now here suppose there are two slits. So light enters through this slit. Now this and these two sources are called what? Coherent sources. Now here wavefronts divide. How wavefront divide? There is a point source of light. There is a wavefront, a spherical wavefront. Now when light comes in here, the wavefront divides. So this is a wavefront, this is another wavefront. So these wavefronts divide into two due to two sources. Okay. So these two sources are due to division of what? Wavefront. So these are called what? Coherent sources. So by dividing the wavefront, we can generate coherent source. And second method is division of amplitude. Okay, division of amplitude. Suppose this is a transparent material, say glass. Now suppose this is a source, a sun. You can say a sun, suppose source of light. Now suppose sunlight when incident here, a part suppose reflect, another part suppose reflect with a transparent shape. Again from here, one part reflect, another part reflect. Same thing happens here. Is reflection, one is reflection, and here again reflection. Now you see these 2 points. for this region, light coming from here and here. So these two act as what? Sources of light. Now how these sources produced? These two sources produce from the same source. Okay, so they are coherent source. And here amplitude divides, because whatever the intensity of an incident here, the intensity of light incident is different from what? The intensity of light reflected, because here intensity reduced. So here intensity means what? Amplitude reduced means amplitude divides. So here intensity divide means amplitude divides. So intensity of this two light, amplitude of this two light is different from here. So total intensity divide into this and this. So here also these 2 points, say S1 dash S2 dash, act as what? Coherent source for this transmitted system. This is transmitted system, transmitted, and this is reflected system. Reflected system. Okay. So these two called coherent source, as well as these two also are coherent sources. So here these two sources are derived by what? Dividing the intensity, dividing the amplitudes. Okay. So these are all about your coherent sources. Okay then. So tomorrow in the next class I will discuss about interference of light. It is the most important part of the chapter. Okay. Thank you.